to this week's regular grade football recap show. I'm your host, Dan Druff. Today, we're going to go through all the matchups from last week and check out some news from around the league. Our first matchup was a showdown between Joker and Underdogs. Underdogs came into this week riding the fiery hot Andy Dalton, but Andy's fire was vanquished this week as he only put up 6 points against the struggling Miami Dolphins. Joker continues to win with Matt Forte, and this week he put in Case Keenum, who put up 37 points against the Indianapolis Colts. If there's one thing that Underdogs is ready for, it's for Percy Harvin to get out there on the field and hopefully take us into the playoffs. Our next matchup featured an old-fashioned beatdown of Crazy Cajuns by Clay Matthews Band. Clay Matthews Band continues to get it done with Jimmy Graham, who put up over 30 points this week. And it didn't hurt that both A.J. Green and Eddie Lacy put up over 20 points. Crazy Cajuns seems to be struggling in the running back department, and the wide receiver department, and the tight end department. But Crazy Cajuns is still in the playoff race with a 4-5 record in 7th place. Matty Ice finds himself in the thick of the playoff race, coming in at 6th place this week with a 4-5 record after his win over Going For ... not last. Matty Ice was somehow still able to notch a victory despite a disappointing performance from his boy Matt Ryan. Matty Ice has found a streak of bad luck lately, as last week he had to go up against Calvin Johnson, who put up near record-breaking numbers. This week, he had to go against Rob Gronkowski and Ben Roethlisberger, who each put up over 30 points, but he was still able to come away with the win. Our next matchup actually featured the 10th and 12th place teams, but they also scored the 2 highest scores of the week. It's just unlucky of White Lightning scored 190 points this week, the second highest score, but still came away with a 35-point loss. It was the first week that Tom Brady actually put it together, scoring 44 points, and Andre Johnson scored over 50, but it was to no avail, as he had to go up against Nick Foles, who threw for 7 touchdowns and over 60 fantasy points. The Tar Heels find ways to keep winning, this week over previously undefeated Severe Punishment. Now, let's not get too excited. Severe Punishment did have most of his star players on bye this week, including Peyton Manning, Vernon Davis, and Victor Cruz. Severe Punishment is hoping to right the ship next week with another win with his star players back. It is quite a feat, however, for the Tar Heels to keep on winning, with such underperformers on his team such as Trent Richardson and Maurice Jones-Drew. Our final matchup this week was a close game early on, but it quickly became a blowout as Demarius Targaryen put a whooping on Gridiron Gang. Demarius Targaryen's early season trade to get Chris Johnson finally paid off, as Chris Johnson scored over 35 fantasy points this week. It's just more bad luck for Gridiron Gang, who has suffered from the injury bug recently. As he had lost Jermichael Finley and Randall Cobb, this week he lost Darren McFadden for a short period of time and Aaron Rodgers for an unknown period of time. This week's Player of the Week goes to Alex Smith, who notched a total of 5.6 fantasy points on the entire game. Gridiron Gang once again chose to play Alex Smith over Terrell Pryor, who notched 16 fantasy points. It would have been enough, but it would have helped. Really? We're going to try it again? We're going to try it? Okay. All right. And now, we'll go to our new weather correspondent, Faith, for the weather. Faith, how about the weather?
Alright, Sunday night, here we go.
Faith, how about the weather, Faith?
Get on your feet, it's about to explode.
Let's play the interview. Alright, I'm here with White Lightning of the regular grade football league with a 1-7 record?
1-7, yes.
1-7 record. This week, you scored the second highest points in the league. 191 points, thanks to Tom Brady and Andre Johnson. But you still managed to lose. How do you just achieve that level of suck?
You know, we here at White Lightning, we've adopted the Jacksonville Jaguars philosophy of winning, which doesn't happen. So, you know, it's tough. You know, week after week, we try our best, but you know, we've just hit some potholes this year, and we're looking forward to next year already. Let's just put it that way.
Harry, when you came into the draft this year, you were quoted as saying, "Every year I'm in the middle of the pack. Don't suck enough to get a high draft pick. Don't win enough to make the playoffs." You really decided to rectify that this year by sucking really, really bad.
This year we wanted to take it in a different direction. The last 2 years come in sixth, one and done in the playoffs. So this year we decided to, we're just going to tank. We're looking to get high draft picks next year. Teddy Bridgewater, our boy Jadeveon Clowney. We're really looking for some defensive help this year. Really, it's gotten to the point, Jeff, where anybody's an option. We've got Tim Tebow coming in this year, this week to throw for us. We're going to see what he's got. We just signed Terrell Owens and Plaxico to a 2-game contract. So we're really hoping these guys can put some points on the board and maybe make up for where we're lacking.
That is a bold strategy. Let's see if it pays off for you in the long run.
Yes, thank you very much.
And do you have anything else you'd like to say to the rest of the league this week?
Yeah, Jeff, there's something I've really been sitting on that I'd like to tell everybody. Yourself.
All right. And back to you in the studio. No, she's fired. She's done. Hi. Welcome back to this week's Regular Grade Football Recap Show, and that'll do it for us. Until next week.